Hello everybody! In this video, we'll be talking about an incredible new Excel function that is probably the single greatest addition to Excel functions in the last years. I'm talking about XLOOKUP. As we've already discussed, VLOOKUP is a wonderful formula, allowing you to merge two different databases in a quick and flexible way. However, as we've seen, VLOOKUP and its horizontal counterpart HLOOKUP have some limitations. We may want to use the index match combination to have even more flexibility, but the formula is going to be a bit more complicated. To overcome these issues, Excel introduced in its latest releases a more powerful version of VLOOKUP, called, as we said, XLOOKUP. As of now, XLOOKUP is only available for Excel 365 and Excel 2021 users. XLOOKUP has a wide range of options you can choose, which makes it extremely versatile. In this video, we'll see the basics of how XLOOKUP works and how it solves VLOOKUP main drawbacks. In my next videos, I'll show you all the new things you can do thanks to XLOOKUP options. So let's start with how XLOOKUP works. In this video, we'll work once again with our security database. In the first sheet, securities, we have a list of securities, two empty columns for category and country, and the value in $1,000. In the second sheet, we have the detail of the category and country we want to add to the first sheet. And once again, I'm moving across sheets with a Control and page up and Control and page down shortcut. Before we use XLOOKUP, let's use VLOOKUP to retrieve the country information for Apple, so that we'll be able to make a side-by-side comparison of the two functions. Let's go back here, Control and page up, and here we write VLOOKUP. We complete the formula with the tab key, Apple, comma. We now have the table array, which is Control and page down. All this, Control, Shift, down arrow key, comma, column index number. We're interested in the third column, comma, 0 for exact match. We close the parentheses and we press enter. Okay, and we have USA. I did not freeze any cell in the formula as I'm not planning to paste the formula anywhere else. Okay, now let's use XLOOKUP. And let's write it here for Bank of America. Equal XLOOKUP, we complete it with the tab key, and as you see, we start in the same way. Lookup value. What are we looking for? We're looking for Bank of America, comma, and now the rest is different. We now have to select the lookup array, which means where we should look for our lookup value Bank of America. So we go to security details and we select just column A. Let's freeze it this time, okay, comma. Next, we need to specify the return array, meaning where XLOOKUP should look to pick the value to return. In this case, it is the country column. So Control Shift down, we freeze it with F4, okay, and as you see, XLOOKUP splits the table array into lookup array and return array. This makes the formula more flexible, overcoming VLOOKUP pitfalls occurring when you added a column in your source database. This is already, by itself, an amazing upgrade. And now we have three optional entries if we press comma. First, if not found. You can use this field to specify what XLOOKUP should return if it doesn't find the lookup value. With this optional field, we can basically avoid adding the if-error function in front of XLOOKUP to deal with this kind of error, like instead we have to do with VLOOKUP. So once again, a very convenient improvement. but we don't need it now, so we skip it and we just type comma. Next, match mode. In VLOOKUP, approximate match was the default option, so we always had to specify 0 or false to get an exact match, which is what we normally want from a VLOOKUP. Well, Excel realized this, and now with XLOOKUP the default option is exact match or 0. So in this case that we want an exact match, we don't need to specify anything and we just add another comma. And finally, search mode. Once again, we'll skip this for the moment so we can just close the parentheses and press enter. As you see, we correctly have USA. And by the way, as we didn't specify any argument after the return array, as you see here, we could have just closed the parentheses after that and press enter. So we can delete all the commas, return array, close the parentheses, enter, and we still have USA. As you can see, XLOOKUP is very similar to VLOOKUP in its basic form, but the little changes they made result in major advantages. As we said, we don't have issues anymore if we add or remove columns in our source database. This by itself is amazing. So let's try and do it. Control page down. Let's say we want to add a column here, Control plus. As you see, VLOOKUP is not working anymore while we still have USA here. And let's paste the formula down, double clicking here. We have it correctly filled for all our securities. But it doesn't stop here. If you think about it, now that we split the lookup array and the return array, there is no reason why the lookup value should be the first column of our source database. That was another necessary condition for VLOOKUP to work. Not anymore with XLOOKUP. Let's try it out, and first let's delete this column with Control minus. We go back to a fully working VLOOKUP, and now let's take security, Control X, we cut it, and let's say that we paste it here to the right, Control plus. Okay, let's go back, and as you see we have NA for VLOOKUP, but nothing really happened with XLOOKUP. It still works. If you really need, you could put the XLOOKUP array even further away from the lookup array, like Control X, Control V here, and XLOOKUP would still work. As you can see, we just moved the reference to column G. Okay, but this is too much as we like clean databases, so let me take the column back to where it was with Control Z. Okay, we like it here. I honestly think that if you have Excel 365 or 2021, you should stop using VLOOKUP and use XLOOKUP instead. It will take some time to transition, but I'm sure in some years VLOOKUP will become an old-fashioned function and it will be eventually discontinued. And HLOOKUP as well. In fact, HLOOKUP can also perform horizontal lookups. Let's delete all country entries below Bank of America and let's retrieve the country information for Coca-Cola in the horizontal database we have down here below the vertical one. So let's go back, Control and page up, and we write equal XLOOKUP. We want to look for Coca-Cola, comma, where lookup array, Control and page down. The only thing we need to change, we need to select a horizontal array instead of a vertical one. F4, comma, return array. We want to return the third row. We select it all with Control Shift and the right arrow key. F4 to freeze it. We close the parentheses, we press enter, and as you can see we have USA once again. We just have to enter horizontal arrays, and XLOOKUP will do the job. So basically, you get two functions for the price of one with XLOOKUP. Great. We can now double click here and we paste the formula down once again. These are the basics of how XLOOKUP works. I believe that we've already seen plenty of reasons why you should start using it right away, but there's much more to come. In the upcoming video, we'll see how we could replace even the index match combination with XLOOKUP. Before we say goodbye, feel free to leave a message in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date with the newest videos. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one.